We are in the middle of the lunar Pisces eclipse, and this is a highly charged eclipse with a lot of Uranian influences, meaning there can be a lot of unexpected news, twists and turns, things that we didn't see coming. It is in Pisces. It's finalizing a period of eclipses there in Pisces, which means that we are at the grand finale. Grand finale always comes with an emotional charge, so we have to remember we are not our emotions, but emotions are part of our human experience. So how do we navigate emotions gracefully so that we don't deny that they are there, but we also don't get completely stirred up by it? So one of the things that are beautiful about astrology is that we can utilize it into a language, a symbolic language that can explain and give us a little everyday tips and tricks on how to navigate things gracefully. So if you are curious about how this lunar eclipse will be affecting you personally, I already have a all 12 sign forecast about that I will link below. But this is sort of like an extended edition where I'm looking into the energies of this upcoming weekend, because one of the most important things you can do in regards to eclipse portals is that, one, know that they are unfolding something for the next 6 months, but they are most highly charged just around the moon phase, which is 2 days before, 2 days after, at its epicenter. So meaning that this weekend we can benefit from grounding in the new information that we will get from this Pisces moon. So perhaps there are things that are coming to an end that can be highly emotional. Things are coming out of nowhere, feeling for some people that, very unexpected events can take place as well. And that is the situations where we just have to really take a deep breath in and see what is life bringing me now. And I always love to look to Mercury. Mercury, what is he doing in the sky? What is going on? So whenever Mercury has some sort of conjunction or anything in aspects to other planets, I pay attention to what he's saying if it's happening around an eclipse. And with this specific Pisces eclipse, we have Mercury coming into conjunction with the Sun, both in Virgo. And when this happens with the Sun, it's called a Cazimi, meaning in the heart of the Sun. So now we have Mercury, the messenger of gods, saying, okay, you need to look at the Virgo areas of your life in order to find the perhaps message that you need to hear right now, while everything Piscean is floating, emotions are high, things are coming at you. Uranus is also doing a big, great deal of disruption here. But I want you to not be afraid of these energies. I want you to not face it with fear or anything in the sense of something bad is happening. Because having emotions and feeling emotions and crying them out is just a healthy part of the human experience. So that's the first message. The second message is that Mercury wants to, in Virgo, is very analytical, is also the nurse, is the day-to-day life, is grounding element, is analytical, is practical, and it's the one that sort of like grounds Piscean energy down to the earth when things get, too wild out there. So we need the energy of Virgo. And as Mercury is transiting in Virgo right now and meeting up with the Sun just in this eclipse, there is no coincidence. So just for this weekend, I will give you some examples based on your rising sign on where Mercury can come in and ground you, which area in life. And I will give you a very beautiful experience that I had myself, because I truly believe that looking through the lens of astrology brings you the messages that you need, that there is a higher divine order of some sorts that is always guiding us when we walk into the world with an open heart. So late last afternoon, I thought, okay, we are having like a Piscean eclipse portal coming up. I really want to go to the sea. I'm not 100% sure because we had some stormy weather, whether I would be able to, dive in or not. But I felt no matter what, I want to go and see the sea. And not long after, Mercury himself shows up in my life and guides me, because I go and take a bus that is here right now, going directly to the sea, because it's tourist season. And I happen to be the only one on the bus. And I walk in, show the bus driver my ticket, very beautiful man in his late 50s with this very, Mediterranean glow and happiness. And he's saying to me, yes, I will be happy to drive you to the beach, but no swimming, no swimming. He was very because he was explaining how the undercurrents right now are extremely strong due to the stormy weather. So he was really into details about just walk on the shore. You can go out, not too much. And I thought all these details that he was giving a grown-up woman about how not to go out and swim was just the sweetest thing, the sweetest considerate thing. And that is how I think to myself, okay, that was Mercury in action, because Mercury comes down from the gods above. He dresses up. He has a bit of the trickster energy. He comes in the form of a character we couldn't expect and gives us the message we need, which in my case was do not go out swimming. And so I just find that beautiful. So let me just go through each of the rising sign for you guys so that you can give a little get a little insight into what to look for this weekend, what area in life might you gain some clarity while everything can seem like it's up in the ethers with this Piscean energy. So hang in there, everyone. So if you are a Aries rising, look for a solution, insights in regards to your day-to-day life, your habits, maybe your daily routines, the food that you eat, because this will be the area most likely that Mercury will have some messages for you or bring in clarity. So routines, day-to-day work, habits, the things that you do every day, could be that suddenly you realize in your household, oh, I've always been using that toothpaste, but I see now that's not the best for me. Trust that clarity, even if it sounds simple and very grounded down to earth, but we need that element. So for Taurus Rising, you will most likely gain some sort of clarity or insights that seems very grounded in regards to your creativity, your joy, romantic life as well. It's also the house of Dharma that Virgo is transiting right now for you. So look into everything that brings you joy just because. Take up pen and paper, write something, go and watch a screenplay or go to the theater, just go out for a walk because that will do you really good, Taurus Risings. For you, Gemini, something in regards to your family, your roots, your sense of self and nourishment, maybe a good conversations with your mom or maternal figure, or if you are mom yourself, your kids, could be your partner as well. There could be something in regards to your home that makes you just feel more grounded, where Mercury can give you that message. It could be you sit up late night and YouTube just pops up with exactly that video that you need to watch, and you decided there was nothing on Netflix, so why not try this one? For Cancer Risings, you will most likely receive messages from Mercury in regards of your third house, so everything that is in your neighborhood. It could also be just the way that you think suddenly seems to gain some sort of clarity. It will be a good idea for you to do some journaling or write poetry or just write out your thoughts. That is extremely cathartic and can help you a lot in this energy. Then we have you, Leo Rising. Get clarity around budgeting. Sit down, make a budget, write down numbers. What do you want to reach? Monetary positions. Are you at a stable place where you would like to be? Get very concrete about it. It can also be elements around self-love, self-worth. Write down some confirming mantras that soothe you. And even if you think, oh, that's ridiculous, I don't want to do that, I'm so done with mantra, whatever. do it in a very specific way, and write it out, because writing things out is literally you being able to watch your own thinking and thought process. And if that thinking and thought process is not sustaining and helping you, you will be able to see that now. Mercury will make that very clear to you. So Virgo, you are the show host yourself. So Virgo, listen to yourself. Listen to what you would like to do. Be in your analytical identity. Also, trust the very practical steps that you might feel like taking right now, even if they don't seem logical. Let's say you're very much up around your emotions right now, and you say like, yeah, I don't feel like sitting down and being analytical about this, but this will be your medicine. This will be, write out what you can control and what you can't control. That will be a good exercise for you. Then we have my Libra Rising. So, you will be feeling the messenger Mercury in around your 12th house, meaning it's most likely going to affect your subconscious mind, but also you could gain a great deal of insights about yourself that are very practical through your dreams. So keep a dream journal. Try to remember what it is that you're dreaming. Try to find a way of analyzing the symbols that are coming in for you, even if you only remember small bits from your dreams, because they can bring you the messages that you need right now. And it's also important that maybe before you fall asleep in the night, you state out exactly what it is that you want to have an answer to, and then see what happens in your dreams. For Scorpio Rising, so I would not stay at home this weekend. I would go out, participate in, something where there would be a broader, audience or community or things that are taking place. Even if you do it just by yourself, go to a festival, go to a marketplace, go and watch people in a cafe, because this is here you will have that very mercurial sort of grounding energy and giving you some messages or some release to what it is that you might be feeling that is too much for you right now. Sometimes it's just so good to go out and see that there's a bright white world out there, that things are not as they are being portrayed on mass media, that there are beauty and kindness and people who care. And by you participating in that care, by you perhaps bringing something to a community, can open up wonderful doors for you. So that could be your focus for this weekend, Scorpio Risings. Then for you, Sagittarius Rising, get very practical in regards to something that can sound as boring as your career or your vocation and your legacy, because this is the grounding element. This is the grounding mercurial element for you this weekend, to really, perhaps you have always dreamt about being an entrepreneur and starting a business. This is a good time for you to journal around that right now and look up opportunities that you might have not been able to see before. If the emotional waters are running high, you're Sagittarius Rising, so you have all this fire and you're sort of like done with feeling delayed and being, set back all the time. So you just want to go, and your medicine basically is to focus on where do you want to go, what do you want to achieve next, and how do you want to achieve it based on a place from your heart, your ability to dream big, but also your ability to listen to yourself and no one else. So that's a good thing for you to focus on, to ground yourself this weekend, Sagittarius Risings. Then for you, Capricorn Risings, if you can, go on a little trip this weekend. Don't stay at home, or at least read something that is mind expanding, something in regards to philosophy. Take an actual physical book in your hands and try to learn something new, because this is where a Virgo indeed will be guiding you, because there's something about a perception shift for you that can really open the door into stabilizing yourself on the other side of this eclipse, because again, it is highly emotional. A lot can be happening. It can be really hard to ground yourself, but by you going on somewhat a little trip, a little adventure, whether it's physically or mentally, that will be good for you. Then for you, Aquarius, well, it's quite interesting because the messenger Virgo wants to ground you in subjects around psychology, most likely, or your ability to create intimacy, both intimacy, you know, with the romantic partners, but also truthful, intimate conversations with people close to you in your life. So that can hold a very grounding element for you. Maybe there's a talk you have to have with a friend, but from a loving place. It could be that you talk about your favorite subjects since you were children, or your favorite books, or your favorite whatever it might be. But this will be so grounding and so soothing for you and your nervous system in this moment. So that's my advice for you this weekend. And then finally for you, Pisces Rising. So have the good conversations in your closest connections. You know, if you have a partner, have a solid dinner with them, amp up the romance, amp up the effort and the devotion. And if it's, you know, it can also be your closest friends, the friend that you always call when there's something that you want to talk about on the deepest level. Or it could even be like a business partner that you're getting so good along with that now it's time for you to have a heartfelt conversation and dream bigger and say like, oh wow, this happened, that's kind of crazy, but okay, better be moving on, because that's sort of also the rational element of Mercury in Virgo is like, oh yeah, that's kind of crazy, but what now? You know, you don't want to dwell in it. In your close relationships, there's the medicine that can be quite rational, because sometimes when the world seems super mad and super crazy, the best medicine that you can do is to make a cup of tea for a loved one. It is as simple as that. So that is what I have for you for this weekend's astrology. You know, make sure to, as I always say, to like and subscribe to this channel, because it helps my message to come out to more people. And I really thank you so much for every single one of you who has subscribed. It means the world to me. So thank you so much, and let me know in the comments below what's going on in your life, what is ending, and are we having any great messages coming in? Did you meet Mercury himself in your own life? Maybe you're gonna meet him this weekend, who knows. So that's what I have for you for now. Hang in there, and remember, every Sunday/Monday, depending on your time zone, I will release my weekly astrology forecast, so you can look forward to that one as well. And yes, hope to catch you in another video. Bye for now.